When someone says you should use a product or service, you are skeptical. You should be, which is why Myers Auto won't ask you to trust them for your vehicle repair and maintenance. However, they will ask you to trust their customers.
My name is Jeff. I've been going to Myers Auto for about 4 years now. It's nice when you can deal with the owner of a business. And for me, dealing with Dwayne, he goes out of his way to take care of you. It's always going that extra mile for your customer.
Find out for yourself. Myers Auto, just north of L on 140th Street.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Weird. I like, yeah, you're just,
Working on my I don't give a shit noise.
Wow, working on your I don't give a shit. Seems like you've been working on that for a long time, as long as I've known you.
You know what? You're right.
Like, you've actually really become quite good at I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know. What are you doing? What are we talking about?
Your mother.
Ooh, don't say that. That's weird.
No? Man,
No.
I had a whole 20-minute bit. Okay,
Did
never
you?
mind. We'll just cancel that. Yeah.
Did it include fireworks or a gender reveal?
It included, yes, starting brush fires with your gender reveal.
My gender reveal.
Your gender reveal, which she just did finally last year because she finally was willing to accept that you finally chose to be a man.
Oh, yeah. That's what
After
happened.
years and years and years of her knowing that you wanted to be a woman, the fact that she finally revealed that you were a man.
I just tried so hard to, enter that woman's body so much since I was, an older guy, just like, just trying to, feel for the women.
Yes, I'm always trying to feel women as well. Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to
oh God,
welcome to Aiden's Arcade Academy. Today we'll be talking about Super Mario Brothers 2, and is it really better than the original?
L is real. Luigi, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
By the way, he's giving away a 500 gig hard drive. If you're a gamer, go listen to my son's podcast. You can go to This Is Fun or go to Aiden's Arcade Academy to find out how to enter.
500 gig hard drive will save one game on Xbox or PlayStation.
That's just one update from Fortnite, actually.
Yes.
But for real, though.
Yeah. Speaking of, I saw that you posted, you were excited about the Xbox, the new Xbox that's coming out, as they kind of revealed some stuff and all that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the new PlayStation. And I was just kind of wondering if you're a buy all systems kind of a guy, or are you pretty loyal to one system?
Well, I didn't have a choice much growing up, so it was just like I had.
It was NES. Yeah, for me it was NES because I didn't have anything else.
I had the original Nintendo, and then I think my next one was a hand-me-down PS2. That's how long it took me to get another device. So since then, though, I've had Xboxes, and I've kind of stayed with Xboxes, but the Nintendo Switch always has me. Nintendo always gets me. So we have a couple.
So, well, if they were releasing all at the same time, a new Nintendo system, new Xbox, a new PlayStation, what would be probably your go-to then?
It'd probably be the Nintendo. Because of the
The whole
family.
family? Yeah, the whole family likes it.
But if you take away the family, then I'd probably say I'm more familiar with the Xbox.
Yeah, and I've switched back and forth. I had my Xbox phase, my PlayStation phase, back and forth, back and forth. I'm excited about the new PlayStation. I don't know about you, though. I'm not going to buy it when it first comes out. I have a rule of you got to wait 3 months because whatever the original shipment is always has bugs.
Oh, yes.
Always has issues. So you wait for that second wave, which is usually around January or February. And those are the ones where they fixed all of the errors or did the updates.
I agree. No, I usually don't buy them right away. And is the PS4 or PS5 coming out?
It's a PS5.
Holy shit. Why don't they just rename it?
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. There was actually a joke going around on Twitter that was talking about like Xbox names their stuff, and it's like Prometheus, new from Xbox, and then PlayStation is number 5.
Well, I mean, Xbox. It was what Xbox
One,
One.
but spelled One, and Xbox.
Now it's Xbox X Series or something.
X Series, yeah. And PlayStation's just like, we're gonna count by numbers.
Totally.
Like my grandkids will be playing on a PlayStation 25.
Yeah, and listening to now that's music 474,522.
You know, the other one that numbers that I don't understand why we're still numbering it is UFC fights. It's like, tune in this weekend to UFC 347. It's like, really? We're still doing numbers and Roman numerals. Huh?
What if we did it like hurricanes or natural disasters? And we're like, yeah, no, UFC Helga. Yeah, that's just gonna be hell. It's gonna be Riddick versus, Umambi or whatever.
Well, I guess it's better than boxing. Boxing was always like the same, like, Tyson Holyfield 2, The Revenge. It always sounded like a movie sequel. I think we need a happy medium though, because UFC 522 does not really get me excited to purchase something for $70. Like I don't.
I think we could do it, but it'd be like UFC Karen, and everything after that we know. UFC Karen 5. That was 2020. Like that was the year of Karen.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Like, so then the next year could be like a year of Trump or whatever he wants to have. So every year in 2021 or every fight in 2021 is like, UFC Trump number 7 or something. And they change the name every year or something.
Yeah, like a yearly name. I think I like that idea. A yearly name, which is like the theme for the year. And why not? I mean, listen, it's a freaking octagon, and you got a bunch of people bloodying themselves up and like knocking out each other's eye sockets. So why not kind of add some comedic elements to it?
Yeah.
Like I want, okay, fine, do an octagon. That's fine. Let's leave it. But like in one corner of their octagon, just put a puddle of water or like a kiddie pool.
Or a one Lego, like one Lego is on the floor in the ring.
That'll be like when a guy could be losing and just getting his ass beat, but if the guy who's beating his ass steps on the Lego, it's like enough of a turn to where the guy can go and charge after him and punch him.
McMahon,
or just
awesome.
like, how about like a baby's dirty diaper just kind of dangling from a string, like about 6 feet above, so that it would rate to be at head level, and it's just at one spot in the cage. So like as you're fighting, you back right into it. And you're like, what the hell is this? Oh, gross! It's a diaper.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's like Thunderdome, but like less death.
But it would bring some comedic elements, because you'd be like, Rocky Bridges over there was about to knock out Cade McNown, but he unfortunately stepped in the dog do pile, and that really threw him for a loop. And then Joe Rogan comes in and goes, he's always been weak with dog do.
Right. He's always been kind of a shitty fighter. No, but I'm thinking that would be cool. And then we keep the name thing every year, but the name thing, we could sell it. So like if this guy really just hates his wife and is like, this is UFC Karen, I'm divorcing your ass 42.
Yes. Or raffle it off.
Yeah.
So that a random UFC that's how you get more money for these fights. Everyone who buys the fight, pre-buys it, has a chance to name the fight. They will select one winner from the people that have bought the fights, and then you'll be contacted 3 weeks before or whatever. Yes. And it'll be like, okay, Chris, this is a Dana White from the UFC. You've been chosen as our winner of the next UFC fight. We were going to call it UFC 1312, but you are going to get to name it. What are you going to name it? This is going to be on shirts. It's going to be on the commercial break. It's going to be when we go to commercial in between fights. We're going to say brought to you by UFC, whatever, and it's up to you. You can name it anything you want, just no profanity. What do you name it?
Well, how long? Like, is it just like one word, or how many words do I get? Or is there
I think
the time
you have
I gotta
to keep
fill?
it to you just got to keep it to a couple of words. It can't be a full like 2 or 3 sentences. It's got to be something that an announcer or that can fit on a graphic that they spit out.
Okay. I think it would be something along the lines of something that has to do with anal leakage
That's not bad.
and lube.
That's not bad either. I would go another route. I would name it after a company, because I would then I'd say, Dana, give me 5 minutes, and I'll call up a company and I'll say, how would you like to have it be the Lay's or the Tostitos UFC fight or Pepsi? I would call them and be like, you sign me a check right now for $1 million, and which is way less than you would pay to sponsor the UFC. And I will name it the Pepsi is better than Coke UFC, or something like that.
And this is the reason why you don't live in California anymore, and I do.
Oh, really? Is that why?
No, I'm just, but no, I was.
Or like the My Balls Itch Fight 27.
I was thinking more like I had to answer as if I was calling my parents collect and I needed a ride home. And it was like, will you accept a call from, come get me at the restaurant. I'm ready to go home.
Yes. Oh, remember those days?
Fight, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was quite a few times where I had to use the collect call. But then they started doing it. It used to be the automated recording, and you could get away with just shouting it really quick. But then when they started doing it with people, where it was like an actual operator going, well, who should I say the collect call is from? Don't worry about picking me up. Like that
they're like, no.
I can't do that. What's the name? Eric, not pick up. It's Greek. It's a Greek name. You just don't understand it.
I agree. No. You're like, no. Just tell him sweaty balls. That's all he needs to know.
They'll get it. They'll know what they mean.
He'll know exactly who it is, because I'm not telling you my name, lady.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I know we started off talking about PlayStations, and we went on to UFC, and then we went on to collect calls. But that's why you listen to this podcast.
That's also why we name it We Should Be Better at This.
Yeah, that's a very good reason.
I prepare nothing.
The other one I wanted to ask you was, since we moved into the new house, one thing I've gotten sick of, and I've always been bad at this.
Your kids.
My kids. I'm so sick of them.
God.
No, I'm so sick of putting together furniture. And I've never been good at it. I'm the one who, whether I'm cooking and I'm doing it on a recipe or I'm putting together furniture, I can't follow the directions. And I don't mean that I'm stubborn and I don't follow them, because that's also true. But I mean, like, I look at them and I go blank. I'm like, wait, it says to do what now with the Like, I have no – like, if I'm cooking dinner and I'm doing it based on a recipe, I have to look at the recipe 412 times, like a UFC fight. Recipe 412. Because I can't remember anything. And I'll look at it and immediately forget. I'll go, half a cup of milk. Okay. And I'll go grab the milk. And I'll go, how much was that? Half a cup. Okay. And then I'm pouring it. Wait. Quarter? Half a cup. Okay. And then I pour it in. Oh, shoot. Was I supposed to use a half a cup? And I read the same thing I'll have to read 5 times. And it's the same thing with furniture. Connect sides A and F, but use screw K, but only turn it in halfway, because then halfway through you're going to put slot B in there.
And you can don't forget.
Hey, Monique, how do you feel like making this for me?
What if that was the name of the UFC fight?
Hey, there it is.
Into nail K, grab part F, and go to hell.
So Dana White calls you, Eric. You could name it anything you want. I'd say I'm gonna just upload some IKEA furniture directions, and it's gonna be the UFC Flutentag. First of all, get your Allen wrench. And like, the announcer is going to take 30 minutes reading the entire name of the thing, but he's going to give you the instructions on how to put together.
That's classic. Okay.
But when I'm putting it together, like, okay, why is everything with an Allen wrench? Allen wrench is the most useless tool in your toolbox.
So I was
difficult to turn.
So Texas allows IKEA?
Because
because you're obviously building IKEA if you're using an Allen wrench, because that's
no, pretty much every bit of furniture that you get.
I guess I haven't bought anything from anywhere else except IKEA, so I guess it's probably why.
Well, I mean, think about it. Everything's coming from China. Like, whether you're ordering from Overstock.com, Amazon, Walmart, or Wayfair, I mean, all of those things. It's like they're getting it from the same freaking factory at China. It's the same guy shipping it out. He just has to know what company sticker to stick on the outside.
Exactly.
But no, they come in a million pieces, and the instructions are hard to read and never make sense. And I'm just tired of Allen wrenches. They're my most hated of all tools.
Yeah, but it's also the ones you need all the damn time.
Yes,
and your fingers hurt, and you
you hit your knuckles when you try and twist it, and then you hit your knuckles on it. And then let's face it, the other reason it's the stupidest of all tools is it gets stripped. The Allen wrench socket gets stripped. And then you're basically like turning and it just starts spinning around. You're like, great, I can't unscrew this or screw it in anymore.
You got to grab pliers and kind of like make it go out, but you can't put the pliers over the threads because then you smash the threads. And if you actually get it to go back in, it won't go all the way back in. And where the hell is Tim the Toolman Taylor when we need him? I think they're doing a remake of that, by the way.
I'm sure they will.
No, it's true. But here's my thing: is we're sitting here and we complain, and I complain about Allen wrenches all the time too, but they have those ones with the handles. They're like, 7 inches long, and they have like a T handle on the top, so it's a lot easier. Yes. I know that they exist.
We've invented them. Elon Musk is going to get humans to Mars, but yet we're still going to be putting together the Mars rover with an Allen wrench. Like, that's how stupid backwards we are. And the other thing is, guess what, everybody? We've invented a Phillips screwdriver, and it works quite well. So why don't you just – and by the way, and everyone has one. You don't have to include an Allen wrench in the bag. Include all Phillips head, because we all agree flathead's the stupidest of all.
Oh my God, that was the dumbest invention ever. Yeah,
it's so stupid. More people use flatheads to pry things open or to like wedge it in between stuff than actually for screwing. But a Phillips works perfectly. It's easy. It doesn't get stripped. Everyone has one at home, and it's more universal. And instead of these Allen wrenches, I'm just so sick of it. And I'm staring at yet another bookcase that arrived today.
Oh, you got to put together bookcases. What for? You don't have books.
No, but what I like to do is I like to make paper mache projects and put them on my bookcase. Yeah. I basically been just trying to mold my penis into paper mache, and I'm putting all of the failed ones where I haven't gotten good at on display. And people ask, "Oh, what is that? Is that like an African tribal mask?" I said, "No, that's a Italian cock holder."
You should just cut the top off and use them as cigarette holders or ashtrays.
just trying to get enough of the furniture to go around the house and everything. I mean, we're pretty much done at this point. I've built between Monique and I, we've built about 500 pieces of furniture. At least that's what it feels like. And we're at the point where now it's just small little things like, we need a little table over here in this corner or a little, but it's like, oh, great. It comes in another box. And what? Let me open it up. Oh, Allen wrenches. Excellent.
You're like, oh, it's the Allen wrenches with the square wrench on the other side. And this is going to suck.
All right. I'm putting you on the spot here. So this is a tough one, but I bet you can come up with something. So let's say you had someone running for president that were besides these two tools that we have running, and it's actually anyone who's ran in the last like 30 years, like there's been one or two good candidates and everyone else is an asshole. Anyways.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What could a candidate do? Let's say Chris's ideal candidate. And I don't mean serious shit like I'm going to lower the debt and I'm going to give everyone free healthcare. Like nothing like that. I'm talking just pull it out of their ass. Here's my unreasonable stance. And it's like a 2 or 3 talking points that they could have where you're like, that's my candidate. There he is right there. What could a candidate announce? And you're just, because I'll give you mine. I say if a candidate came out and says, listen, I'm going to ban all Allen wrenches. Let's just stop this. We're past this as a society. We're better than this. Number 1. Number 2, I'm going to outlaw any flavored anything unless we vote on it. So you don't get to do more than 5 flavors of Cheez-Its or 27 flavors of Pringles, or Taco Bell doesn't get to invent 10 new items. They have their core items and everyone has to vote on it to go past that. And my final pitch for president is, really that's it actually. Masturbation rooms and work. So it'll help de-stress our populace. You just have a private room that locks and full access to porn. And it's just some people take a break and a smoke break. Other people take a wank break. But that would be my 3 stances where if a candidate said that, I would just go, you're mine. I'm voting for you for whatever.
You know what? I love I love that because Allen wrenches, yeah, they can go to hell. I wouldn't even name my kid Allen. That's how much I hate those wrenches. Anybody that I meet that's named Allen, I know they're immediately going to suck. So that's why they all go by Al. They all go by Al and A. Okay, so I would say this is funny. I would say I would I think I would outlaw Tommy Burger because that shit just gives everybody indigestion. The chili is just too thick. Nobody wants that.
Everyone gets the poops. Yeah, everyone gets the water poops.
Yeah, they'll just go to Wiener Schnitzel. So Tommy Burger's got to go away. And then I would probably say, this is for the United States, right? The U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say, I mean, I could get a lot of people on my side if I just say defund the police.
That's true, but is that something where you're really like, oh,
No,
that's
not
my
at all.
candidate?
No, I was just trying
I'm not even saying you're trying to get elected. I'm trying to say that one candidate who, if they said these things, you're like, I don't care what your stance on abortion is. I don't care what your stance on education is. You came out and said that there should be no other kind of cheese cracker besides Cheez-Its. Cheese nips are hereby stricken from the earth, and we will not speak of them ever again. And then you're like, that's my guy. I'm in 100%. Or if he came out and said, pizza rolls, if baked in the microwave, you will be arrested and thrown into federal pound me in the ass prison because it can only be made in an air fryer or in the oven. People who make it in the microwave are Nazis. I'd be like, yes, I'm voting for you. I don't care what else you think or what experience you have.
I think my stance would be something along the lines that we're only going to have beer available from companies that have commercials with like animated characters in it.
It's very specific.
I think I've got a good following. I think I got a lot of people that would be behind me, So, I mean, Michelob, come on, get on it, get it a mascot, make it happen. But other than that, it's just like every white trash beer.
Ooh, or how about this? What if a president just a candidate came along and said, I'm erasing all copyright law. You don't have the right to own anything that's a thought. So that means the guy down at the corner who's selling who has a sex shop, he could have it in Mickey Mouse's sex shop and just have a picture of Mickey on a dildo. Or it could be, I could share any image. I could use Disney font and Disney lettering on my sign and Disney can't sue me. What if he just came out and said, no such thing as copyright?
I think I'd go with that a little bit, except I'm trying to copyright things right now, so it screw me a bit. But how about this? I think I got the stance that would get a lot of people, probably I would say about 25 to 30 and higher would vote for.
Weird Al Yankovic is your vice president.
Well, that could be the follow-up because it kind of plays with the same situation. The first one would be, I will make MTV play music videos again.
Yes, please.
And
they can't just play one genre. Yeah, they can't just play one genre. You have to, by federal mandate, play a mix of all genres of music on MTV like the old days, where 1 minute it's a rap video, the next minute it's heavy metal, the next minute it's a Kurt Cobain, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm 100% in.
See, I got your backing. Oh, and no vegetables on pizza.
I understand why people do vegetables. I just choose not to live my life that way.
Yeah, so those are the two stances. That,
or how about no crazy pizza? Like when they start doing like Domino's has the cheeseburger pizza, taco pizza. It's like, listen, guys, pizza is a perfect invention, and we do not need to tinker with it.
Yeah, and when they had the taco pizza when I was in high school, now that is as far as it goes. It was literally just a pizza, and they just like, oh, let's just throw some lettuce and tomato on it, and nobody will know.
As long as we're on pizza, because that's actually what we're gonna have for dinner tonight.
I just got an email from Domino's. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. It's so fucking hungry. I'm so hungry right now.
We've been on this thing where we're trying a new pizza place because we moved to a new area. You got to know what's the good pizza in this area, right? So we've been trying new pizza. Let me ask you this: you get one pizza topping, and you can only have this one pizza topping for an entire year. You can't get anything else but this one topping, so you can't get sick of it or whatever. Okay. What is the topping you go with?
Does cheese count?
No, cheese, in my opinion, cheese is part of a pizza.
Yeah, it's like that's the base. You put shit on top of that. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, man, I would have to say something along not even pepperoni. I'd go like a sausage, like just sausage and cheese, or maybe like, it's really good on pizza is meatballs cut in half.
I was just about to say, so my topping I would go with would be meatball. Yeah. I think meatball is so underrated as a pizza topping. It's fantastic. One of the places that we had up here that we tried, it wasn't just a meatball topping, it was meatloaf. So they make a meatloaf, and then they crumble the meatloaf on top of the pizza. But
meatloaf,
because it has other seasonings in it. It's not just a meatball.
No, I get it, but that's the worst name for any type of food. Hey, you want a chicken pile? Like, how you doing over there? Hey, good. Hey, I got a pork. What is that? A pork hill? You want a pork hill? Fucking
Hey, who's been kids? Who's been eating my pork tube?
I mean, oh God, that sounds so good. What, loaf? That does not sound good.
It is the worst name of all things that are delicious.
It's not delicious. It's like Salisbury steak in bulk.
No, meatloaf is good. Hey, you haven't had good meatloaf.
Meatloaf sounds like a pile of meat. I've had meat before. But you didn't want to cut it up into a certain shape? You're just so lazy. You just throw it in the oven like that.
It's one of the only food items that I could think of that we refer to based on the shape it's in. Like if it was meat in any other form, you would just call it, ground hamburger or ground whatever. It's like, no. We formed it to look like a loaf of bread. Oh, meatloaf.
Oh, well, that's fancy.
Yeah, like no one ever goes, "Hey guys, tonight we're eating pork chops in the shape of a hammer." It's the only one that we form into a specific shape, and then we go, "We are now going to call it that shape."
I love hammers. I love them. They're so good. Pork hammers. They're so much good. They're really
pork
good.
Hammers. By the way, that was my name when I was doing slutty films for a while. I was the pork hammer.
Yeah. What's your OnlyFans one right now?
Oh.
You're on there.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to supplement your income. You're buying all those shells.
I know. I'm rich in shells right now. Like I have so many, and every freaking box you open comes with a new Allen wrench because they include it as if they're like tossing you in something free.
Oh my God! Make a wind chime of Allen wrenches.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Forget the Black Lives Matters protest. I just want to stand in front of IKEA and it'll be the Allen wrench. Allen wrenches don't matter. And we'll just stand in front and we'll gather all the Allen wrenches that we've gathered up over the years from all these packages, and we'll just start setting them into bonfires.
Oh,
we'll
man.
chuck them at their offices.
We're gonna need a train to deliver all these because it's a lot of Allen wrenches.
That's a lot of Allen wrenches.
I mean, like I'm sure the dump that was near your old house in Whittier is probably half full of just Allen wrenches because there used to be an IKEA very close to there.
That's right, and it went out of business. In fact, that IKEA right after it closed down. Remember that movie that came out with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie called Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yes, I do.
So when they have that fight in that store towards the end of the movie where they're like shooting all the bad guys or whatever, that was filmed in that IKEA that was right there because as soon as it closed down, they used that IKEA for filming that movie. And I know that because I tried to become an extra in that movie.
Really? Oh, they're like, we're casting next to your house. Do you want to come over here and make $100 to do nothing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, no, I know. I do that from time to time. I actually had my kids doing extra work before, but yeah, that's kind of funny. I did not know that.
And speaking of shows, I was going to, I saw the tweet you sent out of the show that you and your family were on, and I wanted some more details of that. When do you know when your episode's going to air?
Yes. Well, we don't know when our episode's going to air, but when we were filming, they were all telling us that we were episode 6. Okay. So this episode 1 launches on the 13th, which is a week from Tuesday, and it's at 6 p.m. and it's on BYU TV. The trailer is out. You can go to any of my socials, Chris_Donovan on Twitter, or This Is Funner on Facebook or whatnot.
What was the name of the show again?
Survivalist. And it's gnarly. If you watch the trailer, I don't think we're in the trailer. I think the trailer's like the first few episodes.
I thought your daughter Julene was in one of the scenes, and we watched it closely, and it's not. But there's a girl who looks just like Julene in the trailer, but I didn't see you anywhere in there.
We think we saw the family or heard the family we were competing against, but we're not 100% sure. So we can't speculate a whole bunch on that. But go check out the trailer. We know that they had to helicopter somebody out in one of the episodes. We weren't giving all the details, but they showed that in the trailer, which was quite dope. So I know it's going to be pretty crazy, but we hiked through the hills in Idaho and didn't die. So that's pretty much what happened.
That's a victory.
Yeah.
So speaking of, besides that show, since you were on it, and obviously that's really cool and super exciting, if there was another, I don't want to call it reality show because I'm not thinking anything like The Bachelor or anything like that, but one of these types of shows where it's a reality-ish show that you would love to be on, what show would it be? One that's currently on. I mean, not one.
Oh.
I mean, I would love to be on American Gladiators from the early 1990s.
Oh God,
I could compete against Nitro and Turbo and all those guys.
Do you think that they'd still let you like the women?
I don't think the women were actually women.
Oh, never mind then. Okay,
have you seen how buff they were? And they all had Adam's apples. That's my tip off.
Oh, well, they all had really big. Rex. No, I was gonna say. I mean, I'm really into a couple other types of shows. Survivalist. I mean, I wouldn't do like Naked and Afraid or anything like that because that's just retarded. Am I allowed to say that?
You could say.
I'll phrase that. That's just trumped. So, so, but what I would do is I'd probably do some sort of. I'd love to do something like there was this one on. It was on Disney Plus. It was called Shop Class, where they had a shop teacher and some kids, and they went and build stuff. Something like that, something MythBusters-esque or something cooking-esque. I'd kill either of those shows.
You know what? And even though I don't know how to build a damn thing, in fact, what's funny is they could sabotage me. Eric, you're on Shop Class. Great. Build something with Allen wrenches. No. So for today's challenge is going to be putting together a simple bookshelf from IKEA. You son of a bitch!
You're like, I quit. No, I'm not doing this.
I quit. I'm out. Kids, we're leaving. Let's go get a drink.
No, don't. Give me that. Wait, give me that. It's my Allen. Sorry.
We've watched that show. It's super fun. It looks like the kids have a fun time. And I'm always so impressed with the kids on that show who do like some pretty amazing things. And they seem like really like good, motivated kids.
I think a couple of the shop teachers were a little like not good. And they probably shouldn't have been on there. But other than that, yeah, I like that. And I like the cooking competitions and stuff. I watched the new barbecue one.
Could you do it?
Yeah, I could do it.
You could.
Yeah, I've been building so much shit around here. I come up with some good ideas about things.
I would be on the Great British Baking Show, and then I would just do a really horrible British accent the entire time, and I would always no, I'm totally British. Sir, we don't think you're British on the show. No, I'm from the city of Cockshire. I'm British, and I would just do a horrible impersonation the whole time. And I would do that show. But no, in all seriousness, the show that I would love to be on, besides you and I going on The Floor is Lava, which would be fun.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Would be super amazing. One of us would get injured in such a way where they'd have to cut out our episode because they would be afraid that we'd sue them. Like one of us would just full on like, oh, I ruptured my spleen.
That's probably going to be you. You're halfway there.
It would totally be me. But I'll tell you a show that not only do I think I would do good on, but I would love to be on because it's fun, is Holy Moly. Have you seen that show?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It's fun. No one takes it seriously. You got to do stuff like putt the ball and then run across this, trap that's going to let you fall into water or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that I would have a fun time doing that. The whole time you're just playing to the crowd. And if you think about it, the entire show, one person makes what? 5 or 6 swings of a club? Like, that's it. You're not having to do anything challenges. You're not having to answer trivia questions. You're not having to do anything. It's like swing. Oh, I putted it. Okay, now make it across this gorge and then get over to the other end and putt the ball in. Like it seems really simple and it would be a fun day's worth of work.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, the other ones that would be a little more dry, because that's Rob Riggle's show, right? Yeah, that's Riggle's show. Yeah. The other one that would be fun would be something not as drastic as Wipeout.
Well, didn't you do Wipeout?
I auditioned for Wipeout, but apparently I didn't juggle my balls well enough to make it on the show because that was going to be my skill for some reason. When
you were doing Wipeout, I was also trying to get into an audition for Wipeout, but that was also when my leg was in a little bit worse shape, and they said that you had to be you had to be a certain amount of healthy, and I was like, I just can't chance it because knowing me, I'd fall on the first thing. And I'd fall like when when you walk up to the front and they interview you, hi, who are you? Oh, I'm Eric. I would trip and fall on that walk up. I'd be like, I'm out. Oh, God, I'm out. Oh.
You want to know something funny about the show that we did this tape? We actually, so we're there the first day. We got to Idaho. We're on set. We're in our little tent. We're sitting there. We're waiting. They were taking our temperatures and all that shit. And then like, okay, guys, we're going to go over here and we're going to go do some of this. And we said, okay. So then we hadn't been over to where this is yet. It was by a lot of the filming area. And we're like, okay, we start walking over there. And, we're in Idaho, middle of nowhere almost. We have to walk, around a fence and, down a dirt road and stuff. Well, the first day, first time walking to set per se, Evelyn trips over a stump and bites it hard.
Oh, man.
So we're like, oh no, this is going to be something that happens on the camera a lot. Oh no. oh no. So you have to wait and see if it did. But it was so hilarious because the next day they cut that stump out.
Yeah, because they don't want to get sued.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that because Evelyn, the over-under the whole time was like, when is Evelyn going to fall? When is her leg going to break? When is she going to do this? So I'd have to do that for you too.
Oh yeah, you definitely would, and I would probably still find a way to screw it up. But yeah, no, so that's fun. I do. That is one thing I do miss about not being in California anymore is there's not as easy access to TV shows and all that other kind of fun stuff to do. But I'll just that's just more work for you then.
Drive to Atlanta. They have lots of work. They have lots of work in Atlanta. Yeah, it's probably closer now. Nah, it's probably not closer actually.
It's still a 8-hour drive or 10-hour drive.
How dedicated are you to your craft, Eric? Come on, man.
As you can tell from this podcast, virtually zero.
I know, right? It's the other podcast that gets all the attention. Jesus.
Oh man. Yeah. Speaking of, so as we wrap up today, I do have another podcast called Listen to This. It's a fun musical romp, which Chris makes fun of me for using old people words. It's a musical romp where you learn a little bit about some songs and learn a little bit about artists, and it's all kind of packaged together with a theme that kind of makes it go down easy. And it's meant to be listened to on your like drive to or from work. And I encourage everyone to check it out.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a good show. This last week it was Girls' Names, which I figured it was like National Daughters Day. But no, what was that? What was I saying? What were we doing?
We were talking about go to thisisfunner.com for all of your pleasure needs. You should actually just link to porn straight through This Is Funner because I think people should just make it their homepage and that's where they should go for everything.
I should start an OnlyFans. It's This Is Funner. It'll just be like a camera on in my house, and you'll never know if somebody walks by.
And we'll be starting a Patreon for this podcast where for $1, I will then give you a cocktail recipe, a personalized cocktail recipe.
Is it going to be one of those molds that you're going to drink out of?
No. An actual for realsies cocktail recipe. I'll give it to you.
Wow.
I want everyone to drink more.
I wish we had enough people to do a Patreon. We could make a little bit of money with this fucking thing.
Yeah, well, we do it for the love of the game. But anyway, speaking of love of the game, I'm going to go watch me some playoff baseball, and I will be catching all of you fine folks out there in podcast land next week.
Podcast land. I
told you, I speak like an old person.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, your show, it's great. And...
So, hey, let's try. This is the engineer. Chris, do you want to try that take 2? It really didn't sound like you were very enthusiastic. If we want to go, we're going to roll back to the beginning. Okay, ready? And go.
Oh, yeah, your podcast, man. It's amazing. I forgot.
That was a little too much energy. We can also tell that you're faking it. It seemed a little too enthusiastic. We know that the podcast isn't that great. So you kind of got to find some middle ground. Ready? We're going to roll it back. Take it one more time. Relax. Feel comfortable in your own skin and go.
Oh, yeah. Your podcast. Listen to this. I like it. It was Girls' Names this last week because of the National Daughters Day was very annoying on Facebook. But next week, it's all about gibberish.
It's all about gibberish. That's actually one of my favorite episodes of the season, so check it out for that. And listen to all the other podcasts on the This Is Funner network. And
open up Amazon Music, find us, and just push play on the first one and let it play. Turn the volume on.
Let it play, baby. Let it play.
That's what I do every night when I go to bed.
All right, everybody. Well, you have yourselves a good week, and we will catch you later.
Bye.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.